live stream. Setting up your YouTube live. Okay, meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. What's up, and welcome to the Instagram simulcast. I am broadcasting simultaneously on Instagram. This is Corinne Bailey Ray with and shout out to John just right off the bat. I miss you too. Thanks for saying hi. Hopefully you can drop in at some point. However, I will warn you, I don't always have access to the chat because I cannot minimize. Because I'm doing the I'm live streaming a different way, so I'm now live streaming through. Comments are not supported on private videos. Oh, there is no chat. Okay then, well, we'll just have to figure that out for next time. Okay. Anyway, if you do happen to drop in, John, I'm glad you're around. Glad to hear from you. So I'm gonna start with some local news first. Wind warning for pretty much a lot of Western Washington. Blizzard warning for the mountains. I-90 going east is closed. I-90 west is open on the pass, but chains and or all-wheel drive is required. Highway 2 to Stevens Pass is open, chains or all-wheel drive required. As of starting Wednesday, local homeless cold weather plan is in effect, which means that the emergency cold weather shelters should be open through, that's planned through January 16th. Folks shut down I-5 yesterday due to Gaza protest. Yeah, no, and this goes out to the cool guy down at the corner, because even though Corinne Bailey Ray is not a vintage, no. Sorry. All right, I can always tell this has the scattered energy of like the episodes I don't like doing, and I don't know what to do about that. Except maybe just stop, but instead of stopping, I'm actually broadcasting into two websites. Sorry, we're just doing something. Folks in New York shut down a highway today, I believe. It's important to know, okay, the Ukraine war has been going on for 2 years and it has about 10,000 casualties. Gaza war has been going on less than 4 months and we're talking about 23,000 casualties. I mean, that's a genocide. I'm not going to, yeah, I mean, part of the reason I was like, I'm not doing news at all anymore is because I don't want to talk about that over and over every day, but I'm not going to just not say anything. I'm not, yeah. Am I playing Evanescence right away? No, I'm not. This is Everything's Wrong If My Hair Is Wrong by the Waitresses off of Cruiseology. All right, the UW. UW Huskies are playing the Michigan Wolverines right now. This is their first shot at a national championship since 1991. The Huskies. They are the underdog. It is their final game in the Pac-12. Next year they will be joining the Big Ten. I literally don't even know what these words that I'm saying mean. I do, kind of. But and then Cartier Buffs is just, that's an interesting thing to me. I didn't know too much about, but now I do. And that history with Detroit. Spoiler alert. So multiple content warnings. I'll be talking about things in the news. So I already am talking about things that are not necessarily pleasant, or there could be violence, things that are upsetting. Though I don't think so. I think we already talked about Gaza. I think the rest of it is all like entertainment news and stuff like the Golden Globes. We'll get to it. Calm down. Spoiler: if you don't want to know the result of the game. Wah, wah. The Huskies did not win and did not win by a lot. I'll just leave it at that. My hair is kind of like, so I don't know, yeah, you can't see it. It's not showing up in this camera, but in this camera. So this little, technically it's not an accident because I mean, it is just like a cowlick. I was like, oh, I see, I have a cowlick when I last gave myself a haircut, and I still had the scissors and clippers like handy, so I could have done something about it, but I was like, haircut's done. I already declared the haircut done. Haircut's done. That's part of the haircut. But it's now doing more and more of its own things, and it's not cute anymore, so I may have to cut it. So Golden Globes. What happened to the Golden Globes? I guess a bunch of stuff. I didn't watch them, so these are just based on reports. Meghan Markle was probably the biggest person, and she didn't attend. There was a Suits reunion. Gabriel Macht. Oh my gosh, I'm going to embarrass myself. What is the woman who plays Donna's name? Gina Torres, Gabriel Macht, Patrick J. Adams, and supposed to be a Suits super fan. It was rumored or people speculated that Meghan Markle would show up. She did not. That's okay. People have strong feelings about Joe Coy's opening. Jokes about Barbie's physical appearance and Taylor Swift kind of fell flat. I think I almost want to go. I'm going to read it. I'm going to go to it because I'm here with Michael Che that award shows are awful to comedians. And then, of course, the comments are all filled with like, oh, it's so hard to be a comedian these days. It's, oh my gosh, you can't. People are so thin-skinned. You can't make fun of anything. It's literally not true. It's like you can make fun of anything else in the world. If you can't think of jokes that aren't making fun of, like, if you're like, oh my gosh, I can't think of anything else in the world except trans people to make fun of, and I'm supposed to be this creative genius. Go home. Like, for real, like. And we do Christmas all year, so I'm gonna go ahead and play Say Noel, even though it's not Christmas. Oh, I guess technically we're still, right? Because we're, how many days are there? It's Christmas, Say Noel. Oh, actually, that sounds dangerous. This is Ma Petite Sœur reggae mix by Jordy. That's not Jordy. Oh. No. Okay, no, we're good. This is an album. This is a full-length album. Okay, all right, I'll do one thing at a time. So, Michael Che defends Michael Che, who from Weekend Update and who is actually head writer at Saturday Night Live, defends Joe Coy after Golden Globe, says comics should boycott hosting. I was like, that's a strong reaction. But no, here, listen to his reasoning. So, first of all, Coy got the gig 10 days ago, which he said in his monologue, so you shut up. Comedians should boycott award shows. And again, I was like, that sounds like a really like strong overreaction to like one comedian being roasted, which comedians get roasted sometimes. But hear out this logic. For one, it's very difficult to make movie stars laugh. They're way too self-conscious to have a good time. Two, they don't even want to laugh. They're too busy thinking about their careers and their speeches and their cause. They don't want to be. They think they want to be made fun of, but they don't. And actually, they just want their trophy and a nice photo. You know what really, he wrote in another post, you know what really bugs me about award shows, whenever a stand-up is struggling, they always cut to some actor making this face, rolling eye emoji. Like, dude, you can't act like that shit was funny. But then, when that same fucking actor, well, I'm assuming it says expletive, but I'm just going to assume, loses their category, the camera cuts to them, and they're smiling and clapping. Oh, so you can fake happiness now. Hollywood doesn't respect comedians. If they did, Eddie Murphy and Jim Carrey would have about 3 Oscars each for their comedy movies, not dramas they had to do to be taken seriously. So you expect us to host the Oscars, but you won't even nominate that? Fuck that. Get a magician. And I don't care who you think was good at it. My point is, it's not fun for anybody. Trust me. I know everybody. We all hate it. The New York City native vowed to never host what he called a Hollywood award show before lightheartedly quipping, unless I'm asked. But no, so I'm with him on that, and now I just have to out of my own perverse curiosity. Oh, Jordy music. This is what Jordy looks like now. He has an album called Boy, which I'm here for that. I'm immediately following Jordy. Pop Boy. That's it, Pop Boy. You can text him. Oh, he's well, I don't know if he's gay, but he has a pride flag on his thing. Yes. This is Love Love Dance. This shit's such a bop. He has a Discord. Oh my god, I'm buying Jordy merch. First of all, he has pop sockets. Was that last song even remotely reggae? I missed it. Did I miss something there? So if he was 5 in like later. If he was 5 in like 1993, 4? I can't math. Wait, so he's like in his 30s, huh? We all get old, huh? Okay, and no, well, we'll get to that. Oh, I'd like to take this opportunity right now to thank my neighbors for only doing I didn't even think about this. I didn't even notice one night of fireworks. Maybe it's only the 4th of July that they do it like all month long. Or I thought that this is kind of sad. Maybe it's inflation. Maybe my neighbors can't afford all the fireworks they used to, because they used to buy so many fireworks and like start like a week early and end a week late. But there were few fireworks on New Year's Eve, and then only limited to New Year's Eve. And actually, really only they stop around 1. I would say. Yeah, no, either my neighbors are learning moderation or they can't afford more fireworks anymore, which is like one of them I like, but one of them makes me sad. Well, they found the door plug in the ongoing saga of the 737 MAX. I don't even know how much is this getting like national news. I mean, so a window blew out. It was an Alaska airline flight. This is definitely local news because Boeing and Alaska are both local companies. It did lead because 737 MAX 9s have now all been grounded pending inspection, and other ones have been found with like loose bolts and shit. So it's a good thing they did. There have been cancellations at SeaTac, but I don't read the Seattle Times. I only get the headlines, so I won't pay for the firewall, or I won't pay to get past the firewall. Coming up in a little bit is actually a very special segment. In addition to spinning some more vinyl, at some point I'm going to be playing some books on tape, including Britney Spears' introduction to The Woman in Me, and maybe selections from If You Would Have Told Me by John Stamos, Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith, and what's it called? Pretty Boys Are Poisonous, which is actually not a memoir. That's Megan Fox, and that's a words. Book of poems, where I actually have some other books of poems that I may turn into a little bit of a library/poetry episode, if you can handle that. This is called Texas is Forever. By Pierce the Veil, who played When We Were Young last year and will be playing When We Were Young again this year. Or maybe they played the year before. And yes, I did fix my record player. I'm really excited about that. But at any time, that needle could. It's precarious. All right, excuse me. This is actually already a couple days old news. Associated Press, according to the Associated Press, Congress strikes a deal to avert a shutdown. Yeah, I didn't do a January 6th episode. I don't know. I mean, I think to me, there are a lot of things. My takeaways are 3 years in. One is just how incredibly not taboo it is for right wingers. I mean, Trump literally released a single with the January 6th. I mean, how they can call these people hostages, but yeah, no, Trump tweeted on January 6th, never forget, and they won't, but they're going to remember it very differently than us, and you have to realize what it means to live in a country where, I mean, obviously the people who actually storm the Capitol are in a minority, but the people who know them, who are married to them, who go work with them, who are still harboring those people who haven't been caught yet, those people are exponential. That's scary. But yeah, no, to Kellyanne Conway, January 6th is a joke. Abortion is a joke. Electric cars are a joke, which is, to me, that's actually, I mean, it's not surprising. Again, they're the ones who are like, abortion is murder. I'm like, well, you're making jokes about it. You take it so seriously that you're making jokes about it. But then the electric cars to me is actually even, I'm not surprised you'd make jokes about a January 6th and abortion. If you don't know the joke I'm talking about specifically, Kellyanne Conway went on Fox and said, liberals wake up and every day is January 6th to them. Then they get into their electric cars and go have an abortion. That's the joke. That she did. She got her soundbite. It got repeated by all medias, left and right, over and over and over. So first of all, let's break this joke apart. One, liberals won't forget January 6th. It's the same thing they say with Trump. They say Trump derangement syndrome. They say living rent-free. I'm like, he's not living rent-free in my head. You're paying for it. You pay for those rallies. You pay for those merchandise. You pay for those MAGA hats. If he had gone away, like that whole living rent-free, there was probably about a 2-week period after the 2020 election where I was like, is he living rent-free? Do I need to let it go? Is this on me? Am I? And then I was like, no, he's not going. He continued to rally, and those rallies continued to be election denial. And so he never went away. So I will continue to criticize him. And if that's confusing to you, you help me make him go away. So yes, I will continue to criticize him. January 6th is an awful thing in America, an awful thing in American history that many people are trying to minimize or actively revise the history of, or make jokes about. As long as they do, I will very, very seriously keep bringing up how fucked up it was that those people tried to storm the Capitol and, and prevent the peaceful transfer of power. That was not an okay thing. And you're making fun of it is why I won't let it go. So, but yeah, no. So the whole, they won't let things go. And then the abortion is part of I mean, that's actually, it's a joke, but it is actually an embedded right-wing propaganda tool that left-wing not just have abortions or want access to abortions to be made available, but have them all the time, have them frivolously, use it as a form of birth control. All of these are real myths that right-wingers tell them one another and believe, and then it's reinforced with things like, liberals are getting their electric cars. But the electric cars, again, that's the one that really gets to me, because that's really, no, I know Trump is like drill, but even the car manufacturers are acknowledging that electric cars are the way of the future. So really, what you're protesting is growth mindset. What you're protesting is change, and that's I mean, at the end of the day, that is actually what the Republicans. That is the basic. It's not small government. It's not fiscal conservatism. It is stall and delay since we can't, since we can't stop progress. But we will drag our heels as much as possible. That will be the party that we're at, and the party that will openly say, "Wasn't it better when?" Even though, wink, wink, we know it wasn't better for everyone, but we don't care. It was better for us, and that's what we mean, and that's why we'll say it. Morning in America. Oh, now I want to play Supertramp. But yeah, no. And 4 years before that, they had that dress rehearsal in Charlottesville. No, there'll be another one. I mean, I'm just going to put it like that. There will be another one. And how dangerous and how violent, we'll see. NPR interrupts their guests too much. Sorry, that's a little bit of a segue, but NPR, I don't have Supertramp handy, but I do have Blood, Sweat, and Tears. If we get to it, they've God Bless the Child on this one too. If we get to it, I am going to do my takedown. In fact, I will have to get to it at some point. Dad Rock, which is a real album. Now that's what I call Dad Rock, which is a real album that exists. This is Spinning Wheel by Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Because everyone knows Pierce the Veil and Blood, Sweat, and Tears are like basically the same band. But I don't know, how is it live? I don't understand how NPR, they interrupt their guests way too much. I mean, Fran Drescher, you could tell, was visibly they were they're like, "I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut you off." She's literally in the middle of a very impassioned statement. And they're like, "I'm sorry, I'm going to have to cut you off. We're running to the end of our time." Then they said a whole little 30-second thing, that's actually what the thing that they do that's rude. They cut off their guest to do their own little tag, including their own name. And then they're like, "Do you have anything else to say?" And time the guest is like, no, they need to figure out a different format because they didn't used to do this, and it's weird and rude. Coming up on my Insta is it's awfully yellow. In my in and out list will be coming. Yeah, that's it. Can news anchors please stop bullying people? Just as in this 1 week alone, a news anchor, that kid who beat the Tetris. Oh, if you don't know, a kid beat Tetris, which is something that he's 13 years old. The game is 34 years older than him. But I remember when Tetris came out. I remember visiting Infocom in Massachusetts, the text-based video game company, and one of the programmers had an early, not yet released version. I remember the music, and I was like, I played it one time. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a hit. I knew it. I knew Tetris, and it is one of the greatest games of all time. Anyway, this kid beat Tetris. He did it in 38 minutes, by the way, because if you don't know how Tetris works, they start piling up so fast that most people aren't going to last more. I don't know. How long do you last at Tetris? 10 minutes is a great game for me, probably. I don't know. I was going to play God Bless the Child, but I might play Sometimes in Winter, just because that's seasonally appropriate. Sometimes in winter So, no one has ever beaten. There's actually no way to beat Tetris. There is no like congratulations screen. What happens is you get the black screen of death if you get to the end, what is substantively the end, which is when it's moving too fast for its own computer to even get it. Did someone explain? Yeah, no, there's an article explaining exactly. There's no beating Tetris, but there is getting to the end, like the technical end of it. And the only reason we know what happens when you get there before is because an AI had done it. No human being had ever done it before. And a 13-year-old child did it, and an anchor, instead of saying, wow, amazing feat and accomplishment, what does the anchor say? She says he needs to go outside. Bam, he did it in 38 minutes. He can play the game and then go outside. Or not go outside. That's his choice. But that's similarly, and we don't know where it came from because someone just sent them the clip, but they didn't, and they reposted it on the person who actually was the subject of this, but they didn't see where in the country it came from, but what they were told it was a Fox News affiliate, which tracks. This is the guy who makes very intricate pasta, including, in celebration of the Eras tour, ravioli that resembled each of the covers of all Taylor Swift's albums. The anchor said he needed a girlfriend, and maybe he thinks Taylor Swift's his girlfriend. So you can't be creative about a fan, or it's automatically parasocial. He's married, thanks. So I mean, it's all good, but.
Sometimes in winter, I wish the empty streets would fill with laughter from your tears to ease my pain.
Okay, no, we're getting there. This is Jet Boy, Jet Girl, followed by Abortions, both of which are by Congen, off of Secret Records, The Best and the Rest. So it's not that rare. I am someone who can admit mistakes, which is really amazing. I mean, not really amazing. I'm patting myself on the back, which is really rare in this society. People just really think that that's the hardest thing in the world. They think if you won't admit your mistake, then people can't see the mistake, which is like wild. No, that just makes it worse. Admitting your mistake shows that you can learn and grow from it, and possibly won't make it again. Denying you ever made a mistake means you probably will, and then you do, and then it's not surprising at all. It's called integrity. But no, I'm really, yeah, no. So, well, yeah, I don't know, it's not really an attraction. You probably heard the story about the Stanley Cups and the Stampedes and whatnot. Target hired security, which made me mad because back when they removed all the Pride stuff from the shelf or hid it in the back or what have you, they were like, for the protection of our staff. I was like, that doesn't protect your staff. That's giving into bullies. That just gives bullies like power to control what happens on your shelves. And what I said at the time was, if they really want to do something about it, if they really felt their staff was being threatened. I'm not saying their staff isn't. Their staff was being threatened by right-wing bullies. They should hire security because that's what you do. That's what protects your staff, and that's what says we're allies. Even if it costs a little bit more money or takes effort, we're willing to do it. And so then earlier in the week, I'm all, oh, so they're not willing to protect gay people or their own staff, but they are willing to protect fucking adult sippy cups, you know? It turns out after one day, they're not going to restock the cups. It was too much for them too. But it also, along with yielding to quote unquote shoplifters and then just closing stores, which turned out to not even be true. That was the whole basically propaganda put out by the Retailers Association. But Target is basically saying they don't know how to retail anymore. They don't know how to keep their employees safe. They don't know how to keep inventory in the store without getting stolen. They don't know how to keep unruly customers from causing a ruckus. They're just, because they've allowed it now, that's the culture they've allowed in their stores. They don't know how to retail anymore. Bye-bye now. After your fake-ass performative allyship, I will never shop at Target again, so I don't care how cute the X, Y, or Z they just dropped. Nope, I'm done. Speaking of bullying brigade, and I think I did a whole thing on this, but then I wasn't able to upload it. I'm like, why do I sometimes look green when I'm not? It's because I have a, you know, that's skipping. Oh, this is exactly, wow. Normally I don't hit it that well. That was the end of Don't. That is Tell Us the Truth. This is The Business with Do They Owe Us a Living? Of course they do. Of course they do. Yeah, no, Charmaine obeyed Chimnoy. I started to do a video about this on Instagram, but for some reason it wouldn't add the captions. Maybe it's too long or something. She's been tapped to direct an upcoming Star Wars movie. She is the first woman to do so and the first woman of color to do so. Of course, what am I going to say? Of course, the Brigaders came out to attack her, including, of course, the mainstream one. They don't. Why just leave it to rando bullies on the internet? The Telegraph came out immediately with an article that said it's not that she's a woman; it's because she's too inexperienced. Y'all, she has 2 Oscars and 7 Emmys. That is 2 Oscars and 7 Emmys more than George Lucas had when he directed the first Star Wars, and checks notes, 2 Oscars and 5 Emmys more than George Lucas has now. He has 0 Oscars, which is actually a little bit surprising. Like, not even as a producer or what have you. He has 0 Oscars and 2 Emmys, but yeah, no, she has 5 more, and those Oscars. Of course, they're going to come back, but those Oscars are for documentaries. That's a completely different thing. That's not directing is directing, and that's everyone knows that who actually knows what they're talking about. And no, this is Drops of Jupiter performed by Eddie Money, which is like the most random thing in the world to exist, and yet I'm here for it.
Now she's back in the atmosphere. drops of truth in her hair. Hey, yeah.
But so I was arguing with some of those rando fanboys on the internet, and I was like, I like, no, okay, that's only George Lucas. Let's talk about some of the other directors that you're, who directed some of those one-off Star Wars. Like, you know, they have no some of them had no experience. They directed commercials before. The guy who did Solo directed commercials before. So you're telling me again, but it's just a coincidence that you're coming after her with this inexperienced angle. I'm not buying it. So once I just kept being like, none of this, I'm sorry. Like once they couldn't argue that, then they switched tactics and said, but well, and I know because I put it back on them and I said, okay, what would make you respect her? What would make you respect her? Like it sounds like anything I say, you're gonna say, blah 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 blah. What would make you respect her? They said. Well, if Disney had put out a statement about what a big fan she is, or what have you. So again, this is the next level of like gatekeeping. Is like, randos on the internet. We know we decide what is an acceptable level of fandom. We get to, and then, I mean, this is like the specific. This is like the black metalhead wearing a T-shirt and someone coming up to you asking you what your favorite 3 bands are. Like insist, like this is that level of like gatekeeping of, and not even seeing it, not even like, oh, you didn't read Shadows of the Empire? Fuck you. And specifically fuck you again for coming for her, and not, for instance, Taika Waititi, who is also directing a Star Wars movie, has been bragging about how he doesn't know anything about the franchise. He's proud of it. He's proud that he's going to bring his fresh eyes. No one's criticizing him about that. He offered Natalie Portman a part. She played Queen Amidala in 3 of those bitches. And he offered her a part when they were working together on Thor: Love and Thunder. And she thought he was joking because she assumed, like, everyone knows that shit, because everyone does. You can be like the most casual, but literally that's how little he knows about Star Wars. He's directing one. No one's coming after him though. Just a coincidence that she's a woman though, right? Yeah. Keep telling yourself that, because I'm not gonna buy it ever. Y'all, if millennials were bad enough having their parents show up at college, like call their college professors to try to get their grades changed and shit like that, Gen Z has parents coming with them to job interviews. This is according to New York Post, who they actually try and generate that kind of outrage, and that I'm like, that works. This time you got me, because I'm like, I both believe that. I sit on job and interview panels all the time, opinions I express, a feeling my own, and I wouldn't be surprised. Jodie Foster doesn't like working with Gen Z. She thinks that they're like, if they're just not feeling it today, then they're, for me, it's a both and. I work with a number of people who are, a decade or 2 younger than me. I think there is a culture shift. I think one thing, I don't think Gen Z is that incredibly different from other generations. I think people who are newer in their career tend to be a little bit less reliable, tend to be a little bit more self-centered and not aware of how, for instance, if they call in or if they call in the last minute, how that impacts other people. They're still learning these things. And I get that, and I'm pretty sympathetic about that. I don't see this generation as more so of any of that. I don't think they're less responsible. But here are the things. One, for better or worse, and I think it's both, they are willing, and they center self-care. They're not fucking around. They don't go above and beyond. They will go exactly how much you pay them for. I don't blame them for that. They will call you out if the expectation, if they're paid 9 to 5 and you're calling them on at 5:30, they're going to let you know that. And they're going to make their boundaries and expectations very clear. And I actually have so much respect for that. And like, yeah, no, one example, again, opinions I express are purely my own. I work at a job where we do work. It's 8:30 to 5. There are regular hours, but some nights and weekends, it's literally written into our contract. And that is intentionally vague. Some, there is no number. But when they start to push back, like, this has happened 3 or 4 times in 1 month, this feels like a lot. Um, is that the expectation? Because it's starting to feel like a lot. And how can we adjust that? I benefit because I might be the supervisor, the manager, but I also have to. If they work, I work. I agree. I don't want to, so I might be the bearer of the message that unfortunately this time again, yet again, is mandatory. But when they push back on workplace boundaries, sometimes I'm like, why have we accepted that? Oh, and they absolutely will take no. Emotional bullshit in the workplace. This is not. You will not yell at them. You will not no, and that's absolutely correct as well. Like I'm like, wow, I took really like harassing behavior from management and just accepted it as normal. At the same time, and here's where I'm like, but I also see um, they will see normal workplace expectations as harassment or micromanaging, and I'm like, no, those are actually normal expectations and they're for everybody. And they will center their own self-care, especially mental health, over others. And that's a big one for me. That people of younger generations will center that because it's centering your self-care and taking that seriously is something we all, that especially my generation and older, really could use like lessons on how can I do that. And um, again, I don't know how to say this. The opinions I express are purely my own. Back to Jodie Foster's like, I'm just not feeling it today. Okay. No, and again, I know I have to. What are all the disclaimers? The job I do, the jobs we do, we work with populations that are furthest from opportunity. We might be working with people who are experiencing food or housing insecurity, might be experiencing types of violence, might be are many of whom being women, refugees, immigrants, people of color, various forms of microaggressions on a just regular and daily basis. And we, as the people who go in and support them, can experience secondary trauma. And that's very real. And that needs to be dealt with. And that needs to be talked about in the workplace. And that you need to have a plan and a place for that. And we have trainings on all that. That's not what I am saying. I am saying, however, Gen Z can be very quick to, I'm overwhelmed and it's all too much for me. And I'm like, wait. But if you tap out now with your, and I don't want to say cushy desk job because none of our jobs are cushy, but you work like 70% hybrid remote, like you don't, you only have to go into programs in person like maybe 2 hours a day. But if you tap out, that's too much for you. The people who are actually in those programs for 10 hours a day on the ground with children, and the other teachers have called in sick and whatnot, and you're not there for them too because you tapped out. Like are you sure you don't have the capacity? I guess is what I'm saying. And how can I help you build that capacity so you can be there for them, so you're not so quick to like, again, like I said, center their own mental health at the expense of others who are also going through trauma. We all are. So that's the thing. It's that, yes, I want to hear, I want to hear and take your mental health seriously, but not if you won't take mine, and especially the vulnerable populations that we serve, because you seem to be really focused only on yourself.
Watch your step cause the light's low. Sit down cause you're in for a big show, darling. And if you're scared,
I'm wearing the
keep your
shirt.
eyes closed. There's a buzz in the air from the floor to the tightrope. Stay a while.
In other employment news, if that's where we've gone, the Wienermobile is hiring. They're really playing up the exclusivity angle, pointing out that less than 1% of people who apply to be Wienermobile driver. I thought they changed it to Hot Dog Mobile, but anyway, we're still calling it the Wienermobile apparently. Less than 1% of people who apply will be hired. And they pointed out more people have gone into space than driven Wienermobiles. Okay, exclusive club. What are the requirements? They're looking for someone with a BA in communications, journalism, or marketing. On average, you will drive about 20,000 miles a year and visit 20 states. You'll also be responsible for managing of the social media channels. So it's a communications position, but it's a mobile communication position. Pays $36,000 a year. I don't know like where you are in your life, or if that sounds like, but I'm like, wow. I mean, part of me is like, so I could go back to school for 4 years, get a comms degree, and then start at Oscar Mayer for $36,000 a year. No, actually, because it turns out most hiring managers, like 50% or more, will absolutely pick older candidates over qualified recent college graduates for exactly all the reasons I said. I mean, whether it's bias or not, if you can prove it, prove it. Because that is, if the only reason they passed you up is because you're younger, or I'm not playing that, but then when I don't play it, I feel weird. It feels unsettled. Those two songs go together for me now. This is a taste of what my YouTube channel is like. If you like this, check out my YouTube channel. I always forget that this is signed too. Is Francis Forever? Is this a 45? It is. Ooh. This is Space Girl. All right. Wait, hold on. All right, I'm gonna review. Now that's what I call dad rock. I don't own the record, but I own almost every. Well, no. Let's go through the list. Oh wait, no, it's right there. Right. So obviously that's what the cover looks like. It looks like a. Now that's what I call. Oh wait. Yeah. Right. How do you think they did as far as like? And I'm gonna warn you, it's about 50 songs, so we're gonna be here for a minute. Queen, We Will Rock You. Yes, definitely dad rock. Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones, absolutely dad rock. With or Without You, absolutely dad rock. Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi, absolutely dad rock. Radioactive by Imagine Dragons, absolutely dad rock. Mr. Brightside by The Killers, hey! That's what I'm saying. I'm like, hey, but sure, why not? Dakota by Stereophonics, that's the first thing I'm not familiar with. Take Me to Church by Hoser, I'm like, that's dad adult contemporary. That's not even rock, but that's fine. Whatever it is, Hozier is dad music for sure. Rockstar by Nickelback, absolutely. That's backwards cap dad rock. Sweet Home Alabama, that's banjo dad rock. More Than a Feeling by Boston, absolutely. Blue Oyster Cult by Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult, sure. Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf, sure. Ace of Spades by Motley Crue, by Motorhead, sure. Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash, and A Town Called Malice by The Jam. Again, I'm like, hey, but sure. Yeah, Dad's been listening to punk for 50 years now. Two Princes by Spin Doctors. That is probably the most. That's a deeper cut. Like that. I don't. I mean, I listen to a fair amount of like classic and whatnot radio, and I don't hear Two Princes. I remember it from the time. It was huge at the time, but I don't see it like being popular right now. She's So Lovely, Scouting for Girls. That's the first where I'm like, I mean, at least like the Dakota Stereophonics. I'm like, okay, I can't picture it in my head, but I know what they're talking about. She's So Lovely by Scouting for Girls. I literally have no idea. Chelsea Dagger by the Fratellis. Okay. Rocks by Primal Scream. Africa by Toto. Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. There She Goes by The Laws. I Want to Be Adored by Stone Roses. Everybody's Changing by Keane. How to Save a Life by The Fray. Hold Back the River by James Bay. Again, that feels like the sort of less, if there is like a more underground section, these because they are pretty extremely mainstream hits. Ho Hey by the Lumineers, All Right Now by Free, Smoke on the Water by Deep Purple. We're only about halfway through, by the way. Speaking of dad rock, this is Bryan Adams with Summer of '69, followed by Everything I Do for You. Both, just because. And this, what I love about this album, this is called Bryan Adams Classic. I don't know why he should have called it Bryan's version, because they're new versions of classic Bryan Adams songs. Oh, is this Warped? I got my first real 6-string, bought it at the 5 and dime. Played it to my fingers. Search and Destroy, Iggy Pop mix by the Stooges. Are You Gonna Go My Way by Lenny Kravitz. Walk This Way, Aerosmith and Run DMC. You Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party, the Beastie Boys. Stacey's Mom, Fountain of Wayne. Buck Rogers by Feeder. That's one of them. I'm like, okay. All the Small Things by Blink 182. I feel like Blink 182 has a more dad rock song, but sure. Crazy Crazy Nights, Addicted by Kiss. Addicted to Love by Robert Palmer. The Final Countdown by Europe. Yes. Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus. I might play that next. In fact, I think I will. Definitely dad rock. Kids by Management. Now we're getting to the like, wait, hey, I actually can play these songs on guitar. This is getting very close out. In Too Deep by Sum 41, America by Razorlight, Complicated by Avril Lavigne, and Torn by Natalie Imbruglia. Both of those, I was like, really? But I was like, yeah, sure. Dads will absolutely rock out to those, which is kind of funny because they're both like totally like, that's almost like Lilith Fair like rock, but it can be both. They can absolutely be both. The Sound by the 1975, I've never, as far as I know, listened to one song by the 1975. I couldn't tell you what they sound like. I know nothing about them except that they've been around for a long time. And that guy, I guess he dated Taylor Swift for a minute, but really like a minute. Pompeii by Bastille, sure. Naive by the Kooks, and Breakfast at Tiffany by Deep Blue Something. Finally, number 51, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet by Bachman Turner Overdrive. Yes, that is dad rock. That sounds like dad rock. Meta, that's me looking at my phone. It says it's live, but it's not. Let's see if it'll catch up. This has become an endless loop, right? Wait, send request to be in this live video. Wow. I don't know what's happening.
Look into my eyes.
I
don't know what's happening.
I'm simulcasting, but like I do. Alright.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I think I'm broadcasting on like 3 different channels now. I'm so confused.
I don't know what's happening. It's simulcasting. I think I'm broadcasting on like 3 different channels now. I'm so confused.
I'm just gonna turn that down. What happens on the actual broadcast? Alright, no, I think we're going to end out with like the... Alright, I think what I'm actually going to do is... end that. I'm going to probably close out this live with Bright Futures for whatever reason. Oh, I said I was going to play Wheatus. Alright, well, I guess I have a couple more things to play. Alright, let's see how it goes. Forever chemicals found in supermarket food, whether that food is in plastic or not. We're talking about PFAS or phthalates. One of the highest, what has made a lot of news is that one of the highest, it is according to testing by Consumer Reports, probably not surprisingly, one of the products that contain the highest levels of these forever plastic chemicals was Annie's Organic Cheesy Ravioli, and that's relevant only because they're served as, it's sold as organic, and it's primarily sold for children. And so if their products are unsafe, you know, but I'm confused because they were specifically talking about canned goods. I knew that canned goods are aligned with plastic. If you didn't know that, then that might come as a surprise to you. But they also, again, I'm confused by the article because they were talking about canned goods, but they were saying that it was in foods that aren't necessarily contained in plastic, meaning that the plastic was introduced somewhere else in the food supply. So maybe you're like me and you're meticulous, and well, you used to buy cans thinking that was avoiding plastic until you realize that's plastic too. And I was gonna say you're meticulous, but you also gave up. I don't know, everything's plastic. That's the point. That let's say you buy something that, well, no, plastic could have been. Let's just say you buy apples at the farmer's market yourself. I mean, you can wash them yourself, but they may have been transported in a plastic barrel at some point. Like there are so many just because the final packaging isn't in plastic doesn't mean the product doesn't have plastic in it, because it's introduced at various levels throughout the cycle, the food cycle. And then, according to Newsweek, the plastic in the plastics in the water, in bottled water, are 100 times worse than we thought. As you may or may not know, we all breathe in about a credit card worth of microplastics a week. His teenage Oh. Okay. Oh, and then, there's some studies about dementia, and I have to dive deeper into that. But, probably none of the things that vitamin D deficiency was one of the things. Like, what can you do? And again, living in the Northwest, I'm like, I have my, you can see it right there. I have my happy light on right now, but you're not supposed to leave it on for that long, by the way. I'll go ahead and turn that off now, especially since we're getting closer to bedtime. My tip for last night, and I will reiterate it, was set your phone to like blue screen mode all the time. Just adjust your eyes to that. I find it's not just for the last hour, because I think that like people set their to blue screen mode when they're like going to bed. But if you just set your phone to it, you'll get used to it. You'll just get used to it, and then that will be the mode. And then when you turn it off, just out of curiosity, your phone will seem so obnoxiously bright. You'll be like, "Wow, is that what I've always?" Just set your phone to like blue screen mode. If you don't know what I'm talking about, so blue light is supposed to affect your eyes differently, your mental health differently, and whatnot. And so phones, all of them, Android, iPhone, they all have a mode now where it's like brown light, and it dims it slightly. It does reduce the contrast, and so if you are lower vision like me, there are times where I'm like, oh, I need to turn this off so I can. Yeah, it does reduce the contrast. But I would say 90% of the time, you can just get used to it, and then you don't need to. Does he literally say, I feel like mold? Is that? I was like, is that?
My love starts to shiver. How does she know who I am? And why does she give up damn bell? I've got 2 tickets to Iron Maiden, maybe. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. I'm just a teenage.
Yeah, I feel like mold. Huh. I guess that's the original lyric. Whoa. Oh my god, I need to put the Wheatus poster up. She doesn't know what she's missing. I don't know why it says include 4-page booklet. Why doesn't it just say includes poster and liner notes? Because well, I guess technically if this is a 4-page booklet, then that's the cover, that's the inside, and that's the back cover. I mean, I guess technically that's a 4-page. And because I now stream live. Well, now I sometimes stream live via Zoom, though I'm realizing the downside of that is no chat, and that's why I do lives, is for the chat. And again, I don't know, John, let me actually look and see if anyone is watching live at this exact moment. And I'll do a little twerk for you just to on. My keyboard's being weird. Yes. Oh wow, you can see all the cat hair on my. It doesn't look. Oh, one person is watching right now. If that's you, John, thank you. Makes me want to play some. Let's see. Do I have? I'll play for you. Oh shit! Those don't belong here. They do. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna find some like Depeche Mode and shit, but I think we're good. All right, Instagram. I'm turning that off, and again, this is the end of that. Oh, vitamin D, dementia. Yeah, no, I see several articles that were like 15 things, and so I'll let you know what those 15 things are. I need to, but I didn't actually click on the articles. Taking breaks can actually make you more productive. Um, and there was the metaphor of two people who are cutting trees, and one person takes regular breaks, but on their break, it all comes down to how you use your break. Um, if you use your break to like doom scroll social media feeds and whatnot, probably won't make you more productive. But they use the metaphor of like someone who's two people are cutting down trees and one person takes breaks every few moments, but they sharpen their saw. Makes you more effective. Breaks can be as little as 27 seconds and as much as 10 minutes, but taking regular breaks, there is scientific evidence, makes you more productive. And I think this is really important. I do a lot of I work in kind of middle management, so I do a lot of like labor news because it's really interesting to me both what are the trends in the work market and then what's actually like makes sense as far as like getting people to where you need them to be versus what the rules say and the laws say and the whatnot. Yeah, I talk a lot about remote work from home and all that. And you're welcome to join me on that. But I am ending the Instagram stream, but I will show you what you're missing. I'm going to move into a library section. There's going to be less music and more. I'm going to talk about some of these. Yeah, no, this is exactly where we are. And poetry. We're going to do some music and poetry. And if that sounds good to you, great. If that doesn't sound good to you, sorry. Oh, well, if that doesn't sound great to you, that's fine because bye bye, Instagram. All right. Make sure you want to end your live video. I do want to end my live video. Um, Now, let's see. What are we doing here? Is there any way? It doesn't let me open. Clip, save, report. Yeah. I wish there was some way to open the chat. Comments are not supported on private videos. Oh, you can change. All right, now open the Create Studio app, open with content, tap visibility, choose public or private. Oh, why is it set to private? This is not a. Oh. If you're watching this, you may have access to parts of this channel that other people don't. Interesting. Am I still live? I can't even tell what's going on. Oh, okay. I think I'm still live. I hope I'm still live. Is that the still that they ran with? Was just like my elbow? That's fine. Covered in like cat hair. That's fine. All right. Well, we're moving on, and yeah, apologies. This is a little bit of a different kind of an episode. What's this? Pot. Pothead. If you get the joke, you get the joke. If you don't get the joke, what's this? Swine. What's this? Oh, I know. Don't leave me. Don't leave me. Yeah, if you get it, you get it. You don't, you don't. That's fine. I am gonna smoke a little bit of pot. I do always do. Actually, yeah, one of the reasons I wanted to turn off Instagram is I don't know what their policies are. I mean, YouTube seems to accept the fact, and actually, I was surprised that Twitch does too. Not Twitch. Twitch, you can't even show under boob, which is like, come on. Uh, Tumblr. Oh no, wait. Tumblr. No, no, no. Tumblr actually was very explicit. Even though weed, even if weed is legal where you are, you can't consume weed on our channel. But YouTube is just like, well, legal where you are, that's fine. Um, yeah, I would say as far as all the content, any place you can put content, and I continue to experiment. YouTube seems to be the most lax. At the same time, of course, there are trade-offs. They gather and collect the most data on you. They will never, ever, ever let a creator like me be monetized. They will always bury me in like the basement, and they will collect all the money on my behalf. But the videos on my channel that do continue to get views, but they will never let me. They will always raise the bar to make sure I can't get included in that monetization, which is fine because even during the brief period I was monetized, I didn't actually fill it out. Like I literally, when I say brief period, it's actually like 3 or 4 years that my channel was eligible for monetization. I think because I wanted to do something, they made me fill out an AdSense account, but I never completed it. So I would get these notifications that said like I'm eligible for like again, it was like 69 cents. It was never. I know they hate YouTube. They hate content. That's probably one of the reasons I will never be like official YouTube content. They hate you talking about how much money you make. But I at the time I had this one Phineas and Ferb video that was getting like hundreds of views a month. It still kind of does. And yeah, the checks were for like, I mean, it's a fraction of a cent of a cent, a fraction of a fraction of a cent per video. But I realized it wasn't even about because I am greedy. Like I'm cheap and I'm greedy. So it's not even about 69 cents. That's not worth it to me. If it was on the principle of I didn't want to be monetized. That's not why I do this. It never was. Though as soon as then when they demonetized me because they changed the criteria, you had to have over 1,000 viewers, which or 1,000 followers, which this channel will likely never have. Then of course I was mad and was like, I should have monetized. I should have made those 69 cents. But again, and to this day, and then I was like, I'm quitting YouTube. But here I am, years later after that. And that was like 2017 or something. Because as I insisted then, and I mean it now, it's not about the money. It's not. It's not about the views. I appreciate and I talk about like the literal 3 viewers. This channel has 144 subscribers. I don't know how many of those are even like active users on YouTube, but we have at least 3 people who watch pretty regularly, comment sometimes, and that's enough. Shout out to John, shout out to AB, and shout out to Lego for Life. Those are this channel's viewers, and that's good enough for me. I did not. Okay. Ow! Wait, did I know this already? Oh no, no. Okay, we're good. Okay. That's X. All right, we are listening to. I'm sorry, I didn't explain where we're going. I said we're doing. This isn't library halls. This is actually. These are actually like dude at the library. What CD that is? Hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Hope you are having a great new year so far. Thus, hope weather conditions are not, well, it's the middle of winter, but not catastrophic. Hope you aren't experiencing blizzards or floods or any of those kinds of things. Um, here we go. What do you mean on this? Right, well, I'm doing okay. Oh no, I so had this plan for this. Okay, sorry.
Simon and Schuster. Simon and Schuster Audio presents The Woman in Me by Britney Spears, read by Michelle Williams, with an introduction read by the author.
I just want to hear the Britney Spears
For my
introduction.
boys, who are the loves of my life.
Was that it? Wait, did I just
This
talk?
book has been a labor of love and all the emotions that come with it. Reliving everything that you're about to hear has been exciting, heart-wrenching, and emotional, to say the least. For those reasons, I will only be reading a small part of my audiobook. I'm so grateful to the amazing Michelle Williams for reading the rest of it, and to you for listening.
Okay, no, I knew it wasn't going to be super long. Okay, let's
As a
listen.
little girl, I watched for hours alone in the silent woods behind my house
Oh.
in Louisiana singing songs.
So she does read part of the
Being
book
outside
herself.
gave me a sense of aliveness and danger. When I was growing up, my mother and father fought constantly. He was an alcoholic. I was usually scared in my home. Outside wasn't necessarily heaven either, but it was my world. Call it heaven or hell, it was mine. Before going home, I would follow a path to our neighbor's house, through a landscaped yard, and past a swimming pool. They had a rock garden full of small, soft pebbles that would trap the heat and stay warm in a way that felt so good against my skin. I would lie down on the rocks and look up at the sky, feeling the warmth from below and above, thinking, I can make my own way in life. I can make my dreams come true. Lying quietly on those rocks, I felt God.
Cool. All right, I'm not. No offense to Brittany, but I'm moving on. Oh no, I don't have to because that was the whole chapter.
Chapter 1.
Or the whole prologue.
Raising kids in the South used to be more about respecting your parents and keeping your mouth shut. Today, the rules have reversed. It's more about respecting
That's
kids.
definitely Michelle Williams.
Disagreeing with a parent was never permitted in my house.
Oh.
No matter how bad it got, there was an understanding to stay.
Also, assuming it is John, whoever is joining this live show now will probably be the only one because YouTube will block all of this. Simon and Schuster.
My tongue and my sword were
Absolutely.
My whole childhood, I sang.
Is it Simon and Schuster?
I sang along with the car radio on the way to dance class. I sang when I was sad.
Why does it not say who published it?
Singing was spiritual. I was born and went to school in Macomb, Mississippi.
I was born to make you happy. All right, I'm sorry. It's all good. No, I wanted to hear. I literally, like I said, I wanted to hear the Britney introduction because I knew it would remind me of. For those of you who've been Britney fans as long as I have, then you would remember her at the end of her first album. There's actually a little tag where she goes, "Thank you for buying my first album. Please check out these other bands, blah, blah, blah," which is really funny because she introduces Backstreet Boys, although she went on to date Justin Timberlake, very famously date Justin Timberlake from NSYNC. But yeah, no, she does a little tag. So her first album technically ends, and none of this is on the vinyl version, which is why I won't buy it, technically ends with actually a Backstreet Boys song, which is weird. Macmillan. Okay, no, again, who published this? It has to be on here somewhere. It's not a secret, is it? It is a secret. It is Simon & Schuster. All right, I can guarantee you 100% that this episode is now going to be blocked in all territories. So if you're enjoying it live now, it's going to be the only time, unless I edit it. I'll probably I can edit that part out. This is from John Stamos' memoir, If You Would Have Told Me. The drama here is kind of with his ex-wife Rebecca Romaine Stamos and Street Sweeper. I almost said Jerry Orbach. First of all, R.I.P. Jerry Orbach. Second of all,
Macmillan Audio presents If You Would Have Told Me by John Stamos.
it's got. That's like was that the Beach? Was that actual Beach Boy? That like it felt Beach Boys E. Who wrote that little?
Forward by my friend Jamie Lee Curtis.
Huh.
Before we ever met, I knew that if there ever was an actor to play my father, Tony Curtis, in a movie, it would be John Stamos. They have the same comic energy, captivating flair, sharp humor, keen intelligence, childlike passion, and dare I say, deep sadness behind the mask of a ridiculously handsome man. We had known each other in passing.
He is ridiculously
and once
handsome.
went to Vegas with others to see
that.
Don Rickles perform. But the contact was all pretty surface and performative. I first got to know John, really know him as a person, during our season on the Ryan Murphy TV show, Scream Queens. And I watched the ease and smoothness of his skill as an actor.
He's in Scream Queens?
And his well-honed comedy chops. And offset, we started to peel back the onion of our lives, dreams, and families. At that point, John was newly sober and in a relationship with Caitlin, but was not yet engaged. And yes, after she came by for lunch and she and I jointly quoted from the Disney film Lilo and Stitch, Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind or forgotten, I might have suggested to John that he put a ring on it and seal the deal. Before that, I had seen him at a business party in New York.
Oh, sorry. These are fine stories, but yeah.
Note from the author. If you would have told me one day that I'd be writing my memoir, I would have told you that you're crazy.
And it is read by John Stamos.
Over the years, I've had my fair share of book authors. Made me laugh. Me? Write a book? First of all, I can't spell. And I don't really have anything to say.
Me too.
A memoir sounds like history, deep reflection, a narrative spanning a lifetime, kissing and telling, and looking back with profound wisdom. No, way too overwhelming. Then life happened. When I tell stories, they often begin and end with, if you would have told me.
Jerry O'Connell, I didn't finish that sentence.
I would become a father, filling my life with the greatest joy. And I never would have. But here I am living reality.
Who initially was like, that's between my wife and her ex, but then later was like, he wrote a trashy tell-all. And I'm like, he's allowed to write about your wife who he was married to for 7 years. Like, it's not, like, if you were surprised he wrote a novel, a memoir, he didn't actually have to write, like, let everyone he ever met or who, like, know. My dad's written a memoir, by the way. I don't think I'll have to ask him.
If you write a book about them, I'm happy to read it. In fact, I encourage everyone to put their thoughts down on paper, although it's not for the faint of heart. This is hands down the hardest thing that I've ever done. Who wants to pull back the curtain and not only expose your deepest truths to the world, but to yourself? Through it all, I've been humbled more than I've ever felt entitled, and surprised more than I've ever been expected. I'm here for every hurt and every heartbreak, because I'm here for every joy. Life is both solid and fragile, isn't it? It's amazing how much you can abuse yourself and still live, and how you can die so easily when you least expect it.
I think you're describing
My
glass.
gratitude for living this life I've been given is immeasurable. While writing, I sometimes felt like I was dabbling in fiction. Some stories felt too amplified, slightly exaggerated, and a tad outrageous. But once I got my hands on the facts, they turned out to be exact, often even wilder than I imagined. It used to drive me.
I like that he's actually
nuts
talking
about
about the
crazy,
process
but
of
I
writing
understand every
nonfiction.
picture,
That's interesting.
Poster, piece of press, every contract, piles of teen magazines featuring me, stacks of headshots and postcards. She had every calendar and every schedule of what I did and whom I did it with. She held on to my diaries, scribbles of my thoughts and dreams. And I would say, why do you keep all this stuff, Mom?
Mom, as a courtesy, Mom.
You might have written many words of encouragement and inspiration, but most of Julie. But then I laughed at me. The roadmap to a happy life. Not always stay the first step, but always know where to get the impression. I read them every day and discover new ones all the time. I think of them throughout this book in hopes that you make them your own. Because everyone deserves to feel special, seen, and supported. Just as I've made a dedication to my parents in my high school yearbook, this autobiography is dedicated to my mother and my friends. Without them, I wouldn't have a story to tell. Because of them, there's a fairy tale ending everyone added to believe.
I'm going to stop there. Interestingly, I consider, I would say, I'm probably a much bigger Britney Spears fan than a John Stamos fan. And yet, I feel just based on those first few minutes compelled to listen to his more than hers. Let's move on to Jaden Pickton Smith with Worthy. Again, read by the author, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, if length is any issue, and I don't know the length of the books themselves, but Brittany's book is 5 discs, John's book is 8 discs, and Jada Pinken's book is 12 discs. So she got a lot to say. That's cool. I don't blame her. Wow, and each disc, well, at least the first disc is 75 minutes. So these are not a this is not abridged. Okay. But I swear the interstitial music that opened, it was definitely based on it was God. I sound like God only knows, but it was. I was like, wait, did Brian Wilson like this?
This is the author.
Brian Wilson actually wrote a Beach Boys. Oh no, wait, never mind. Yeah, no, for Janelle Monáe, a Beach Boys-esque song that opens her album.
In recounting my journey, I have included scenes and conversations and descriptions of encounters with others that are not intended to be word-for-word reenactments. Though I have attempted to the best of my abilities to recall those moments in the spirit in which they took place. In certain instances, I have changed the names of individuals to respect their privacy. To all who played meaningful roles in my life, I am forever grateful, and I hope to have remembered and reset names and details faithfully. I want to emphasize that I am not an expert trained in any form of therapy. Rather, my takeaways shared here come from personal experiences and learning lessons along the way. For anyone who may wish to know more about the properties of plant medicine, please do so by contacting and working with a trained facilitator.
Okay, all of these disclaimers are making me nervous. What, girl, what you gonna be talking about?
I want to say to anyone
you're gonna be all in
with
people's
any
psychological
mental health
business with
concerns,
like plant medicine.
please know you are not alone, and don't hesitate to reach out for help.
Yes.
For resources, please visit www.ourworthyjourney.com.
Oh.
To my daughter and your daughters too. To my sons and your sons as well.
Boop, boop. That's how you write a dedication.
Prologue. The Heroine's Journey. Ojai, California, January 2012. I'm really scared, and my heart is pounding hard. I've pulled off the curving mountain road on what turns out to be the top of a steep driveway, leading down to the house of the medicine woman.
So no, okay, not to interrupt. I mean, yeah, already the medicine woman. If we're gonna say, we started with Brittany because she's my favorite. And I have nothing against Jada Pinkett Smith. The Smiths are weird to me though. They're practically Scientologists. I don't know if they're actually Scientologists, but they started a school that basically was like based on. I don't know.
My mind which was so focused on getting abused.
They are together, they're not together, they're not even together, but he's still slapping people on her behalf. That's actually even more telling. Like, I don't.
Compounded by the same terrifying feelings I felt in past experiences.
I don't understand the Smiths, I guess, and I doubt in all 12 discs would I understand more. I'm not even sure she's saying words right now. Let's listen.
Whether I lived or died was in someone else's hands. And that lack of control may explain how I'm feeling here. In my car, at the top of this driveway, as I try to get my bearings. I want to be grateful.
I mean, she's saying words. I'm sorry, that's not what I meant.
This opportunity, but a feeling of helplessness floods me. All I can think to do is pray with all my heart, as sincerely as possible. My hands pressed together, I tried desperately to stay numb.
All right, I'm not giving this much of a chance because I'm like, I don't even know what this story is about. I talked over the beginning of it, so I don't know what it's about because of me. Okay, I'm listening.
Why are you so scared?
Oh, hi. Okay, I remember that. Oh, hi, California.
I answer right back. What if this actually kills me? 3 months earlier, in the wake of my 40th birthday, my biggest worry was, well, what if it doesn't? For 2 decades, I had been putting on a good face, going with the flow, showing everyone was okay. Yet underneath bouts of depression and overwhelming hopelessness had smoldered quickly turned into raging hellfire and broke apart. Unwelcome feelings
That's pretty emo.
made it hard to understand the disconnect between the so-called perfect life I had achieved and the weight of loss I carried with me. Therapy helped up to a point. It got me to Florida. I would later be diagnosed and informed that I suffer from complex trauma with PTSD and dissociation. But without this diagnosis, I was a chronic mess of no fix, no possibility of healing. Every morning, waking up was like walking the plank of freedom. And I make it to 4 p.m. If I could, I had survived the day. I always wanted to sleep, but I never slept well. My children put a smile on my face and were my only motivation to keep me going. But more and more, I could feel myself losing my grip of connection to them. With all of this, I was slammed by the reality that I've been checking off boxes meant to define being enough, to deserve having it all. What that meant to me was that I would be enough, to be loved in a way that life didn't hurt anymore. Those boxes I'd been checking had not delivered the gifts that had been promised. I followed the rules. The rules we're told to follow. You work hard, make sacrifices for those you love. The rules tell you, be a doting mother and a doting wife. Do the work required and life turns into paradise. Nope. A loving relationship, harmony, peace. That happiness had yet to be delivered. On paper, it all looked grand. I had the beautiful family, the superstar husband, the lavish lifestyle, fame and fortune. I had my own career, the freedom and support to pursue creative outlets. The sweetest part was my kids, Jaden, Willow, and my bonus son, Trey. My 3 favorite people in the world. They were, hands down.
Because that's what I was going to say. She's not, she said my sons, but she's not his biological. That's
hitting the wall. I was speeding toward
that hits, that slaps.
Knowing full well, this shit's gonna blow. I had sought help.
I'm going to stop there, but that's. No, okay. That's unexpectedly moving. Okay. I might, as far as like which of these will I actually check out and like read on print on paper. I will do some from Pretty Boys Are Poisonous by Megan Fox, read by the author. Those are poems. But first, I have, I know there's 2 books of poems that I'm going to read from. And then before that, I'm just for the funsies. These are things that I have to go back to the library, so I'll just talk about them while. I really want to like this more. Please tell me what you think. And I guess maybe the live version there aren't comments, but once this is rebroadcast, assuming it isn't blocked in all countries, Do you like this show? It's like the third most watched show of 2023 of like all shows, as Suits was like at least also in the top five. I really want to like it more. I almost said Bella Thorne, Bella Ramsey, right? Is that their name? Um, Yeah, Bella Ramsey. They are absolutely the best part of this show. I mean, of course, I'm going to love the non-binary actor's character, but I think objectively, it's not just that. It's objectively, the character is the best part. It's slow, and maybe it gets. Maybe do I need to? I don't know. I mean, it feels just like. Is it just Walking Dead with mushrooms? Because I didn't. I love zombies. I love Greg Nicotero. I wanted to love Walking Dead, but I don't know why I'm like this all moves too slow. Like I understand the pace is supposed to be. It's like let's take a zombie movie but make it ongoing series and then 20 series that last for 20 seasons and each of whom have like 27 spin-offs and like no, but that pace doesn't work for me. And this just feels like some of the makeup again. I said Greg Nicotero. I don't think that's who does this, but some of the makeup effects are amazing. I have nothing against zombies with mushrooms or zombies. In fact, from the beginning, like the idea, like it's fungus that you get us. I'm like, I love it. But it's not. It's too slow moving for me, and I'm not. I'm something, or it's. I'll have to watch it again. I only got in like I didn't get far enough into it. I'm like maybe I haven't given it a chance. I actually really enjoyed this. It's a Nancy Myers movie, you know, coastal grandma vibes all around, lots of beige and like great, like how like Bed Bath and not Bed Bath and Beyond, like better than that, higher end than that, but Pier One maybe no. West Elm, I don't know, but like yeah, no, total like yeah, no, like decorator vibes and like from the director of What Women Want. Something's Got to Give. I don't even remember this existing. They're all very good. Oh, you can't see Diaz's face, but it's Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, and Jack Black, and it's like a um, an LA woman and a British woman switch homes for the holidays because they're both fed up with their own lives, but then they each fall in love with someone in their new place. It's cute. It's a romantic comedy. Bumper in Berlin was good. I enjoyed it. I've been looking forward to it for a long time, so I'm glad I watched it. I believe there is no word on season 2. I'm disappointed to say I don't think there will be one. It also it may be it was everything. If I mean maybe the next Pitch Perfect series needs to more focus on the Bart and Bellas, or no, I don't know. It was fine. It was fun. I love the characters they added. The characters that returned were great, and the characters that they added were great. So I enjoyed it. 8 out of 10. Cocaine Bear was awesome. Cocaine Bear was about as great as I expected. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I love Elizabeth Banks. I love bears. I love cocaine. No, I. I love no, I yeah no. I love the fact that this is the best thing I got from the trivia, IMDb trivia for this. Cocaine Bear was supposed to be for the working title, and they came up with a bunch of other ones, and they just couldn't think of it. They were just like Cocaine Bear, and they weren't sure. Like, can we just get away with that? But just like Cocaine Bear, and that's what they called it. And that title works perfectly. It tells you everything this movie's about, and if you're confused, the graphic will help you. It's about a bear on cocaine. It is based on a true story. If you don't know the true story is cocaine fell out of a plane. A bear was found months later, like, dead in a bag of surrounded by cocaine. Pretty much, the bear probably just took the cocaine and died. But in this movie, the bear goes on a rampage, becomes addicted to cocaine. In some cases, people actually survive by tossing the cocaine, so the bear goes after that. Yeah, it is loosely based on a true story, but it is as hilarious and enjoyable as I thought it would be. Age of Insurrection is not hilarious, but I was talking about January 6th earlier, and yeah. Radical Right's Assault on American Democracy. That pretty much speaks for itself. I did not read this book. I skimmed this book. I looked at the chapter headings. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, and concocting enemies. This is a book I really would like to sit down with and have some more time with. So I'm returning it because I've had it for 21 days, so 63 days, and I now need to return it, but I can check it out again. Or maybe just do the digital version. I have to need to actually, and then this also I've had out for so long, I need to return it. And I always, Miranda Esmond White, there are 3 people who I will credit with helping me. I do have a weird back in the middle, but basically having a functioning, I can sit upright and do desk job things and also get up and down and I can move. I have mobility because of, well, least of all Miranda Esmond White, because she's just a TV personality and I watch her show. So we all, second, Joe from, I always say Kaiser, but it's Group Health, the physical therapist. And then Pat, my old chiropractor, who gave me the stretches and was basically just like, I remember having a conversation. I was like, my economic circumstances are changing and I don't think I can visit as often. What can I do though? I can't. He was like, just do your stretches. It was basically just do your stretches. Do the stretches I gave you. And he was right. I mean, Joe gave me different stretches and then not just Joe. Oh, I didn't get your name, but who made me understand. The person who it was an appointment while I was waiting for Joe, but they were just basically talking about how sciatica works and how the nerve runs through your hip, through your hip bone, and it starts back here and goes under here, okay, well, there you go. Sorry, you two. Oh no. Oh, it's almost February. I had I'm on a 90-day, and have I been saying Joe? John. If you are watching, yeah, that one time we had a little fun, and I got in trouble for that. YouTube made me take a whole course on trafficking. I'm like, I'm not human trafficking. Well, I guess I am myself. Anyway, I need to keep my quotes on. The YouTube, yeah. Oh no, I guess I can play music while I'm doing the poetry readings. We are going to read some. Well, speaking of dad rock, this is Wonderwall followed by Light My Fire, performed by the Mike Flowers Pops. Street Sweeper.
I'm sure you've heard it before, but you've never really had a doubt. I don't believe in anybody feels the way I do.
All right, I'll be right back.
And all blinding. And maybe it saves me. And after all, you're my wonder wall.
So these are both due. Actually, this is not due back. So I'm going to read this first because this one is due back at the library. Yeah, normally when I do, it's called library hauls, and it's like these are the books I just checked out from the library. And I'm super excited about them. Um, Ocean's Long. First of all, Ocean's Long's in here. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! No, wait, it goes on. Well, length and hues, of course. Nikki Giovanni. All right, I'm gonna see I'm gonna see whose poem is the shortest, because I don't like reading long poems.
You come, baby, like my fire. Let's try to set the night on fire.
Okay, of course, Nikki fucking Giovanni. My first memory of librarians. This is my first memory. A big room with heavy wooden tables that sat on a creaky wood floor. A line of green shades, banker's lights, down the center. Heavy oak chairs that were too low, or maybe I was simply too short, for me to sit and read. So my first book was always big. In the foyer, up 4 steps, a semicircle desk presided. To the left, the card catalog. On the right, newspapers draped over what looked like a quilt rack. Magazines faced out from the wall. A welcoming smile of my librarian. The anticipation in my heart. All those books, another world, just waiting at my fingertips. Oh, okay. I wasn't gonna go for this. I might. Okay. I might still read the Ocean Blong, but it's a little bit long, and I don't know why I don't like reading longer poems. I don't always know the cadence of the poem, and so I don't want to get it wrong, and so I get halfway through and I get nervous, and it just gets. Okay, multiple language warnings, N-word, F-slur. It is the name. It is the name of the poem, and it is the poem, and I'm going to read it. It's called "When a Nigga Calls You a Faggot." You gotta laugh at least once, like the pot calling the kettle a more dangerous thing. When he spits in your mouth, you must swallow the sour hurt of anxiety. How your lips make him salivate. When he swings his fist, duck down and tackle him to the ground with soft kisses. When a nigga call you a faggot, he calling you by his first name. He telling you about himself. His own fault lines splitting his tongue, toxic and tender. He's crying out for help from the bottom of the ocean. When it discharges from his throat, imagine it lands on the shores of which your body's washed up. When a nigga calls you a faggot, you still gotta call him brother. You gotta pray he makes it home at night. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to tackle this Ocean Blong poem. Ocean, don't be afraid. The end of the road is so far ahead, it's already behind us. Don't worry. Your father is only your father until one of you forgets. Like how the spine won't remember its wings, no matter how many times our knees kiss the pavement. Ocean, are you listening? The most beautiful part of your body is wherever your mother's shadow falls. Here's the house with childhood whittled down to a single red tripwire. Don't worry. Just call it horizon and you'll never reach it. Here's today. Jump. I promise, it's not a lifeboat. Here's the man whose arms are wide enough to gather your leaving. And here, the moment, just after the lights go out, when you can still see the faint torch between his legs. How you use it again and again to find your own hands. You ask for second chance and are given a mouth of empty of. I'm sorry. See, this is where I get. I don't know why longer poems always trip me out. And we're almost at the end of page one. Okay. You asked for a second chance and are given a mouth to empty out of. Don't be afraid. The gunfire is only the sound of people trying to live a little longer and failing. Ocean, ocean, get up. The most beautiful part of your body is where it's headed. And remember, loneliness is the time spent with the world. Here's the room with everyone in it. Your dead friends passing through you like wind through a wind chime. Here's a desk and a gimp leg and a brick to make it last. Yes, here's a room so warm and close. I'm going to read that last part again. Yes, here's a room so warm and blood close, I swear, you will wake and mistake these walls for skin. Ableism warning, apologies. Yeah, this was off of Nepantla, an anthology edited by Christopher Soto, an anthology of queer poets of color. And then this is off of, wait, can I do this? Wait, I can do this. It's my show. I can do what I want. I always can. And I'm continuously shocked by that to this day. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's my show. But can I do it in real time fast enough? Yeah, there's the Janelle Monáe record that has the, I might play that in a minute. $100 says I'm not going to find it fast enough. Oh no, I did. Ha! Wow. Miracle of miracles. Kate Bush. Of course, I'm going to play Run Up That Hill, A Deal with God. And then this is by Karanya McGlynn off of "50 Things Kate Bush Taught Me About the Multiverse." And so, yeah, no, if I don't know anything about an artist, help. Okay, this title got me already. Yeah, no, I just go to a random page. Page 41. Sometimes a guy named Kevin launches his raft in your river. But he does it with vigor, and you are too lazy that day to spit him out. Sometimes the sunlight paints its ice cream palette right on your cliff face, and you are so enamored with your own apricot majesty, you almost forget you have to share the sight of yourself with a guy named Kevin. You dip an oar in. Kevin takes his waterproof speaker out. Where the birds once trailed and water thrilled, the wick of you, Kevin blasts the thick twang of his country into your country. How to Talk the Manic Away. I'm not reading it, it's too long. Sorry. This one is called Only Two Things Will Save Us Now. Archery and story time. If you must kill people, it must be harder for you to do it. Which is your experience with fletching and kennings? Do you call the muses down when you speak? If not, what are you doing when you speak? Have you been stretching? Do you merely recite the story or do you reanimate? Oh no, before you go, you must be in our tableau vivant. You will play the hunted doe, trapped in the infinite amber of our drawn breath, of our drawn. Whoa, that is, I like that one. And I'll read one more. But I did threaten to play a couple things, and I'm gonna have to close out with those, I guess. Oh, I have some unboxings and stuff. Okay, we're good. All right, we're good. We're coming towards the end of the episode. Now I'm trying to find the poem I was. Oh, yeah. Bus. Again, this is 50 Things Kate Bush Taught Me About the Multiverse by Karina McGlynn. And this song is called No Corroborating Evidence. Actually, I'll wait till the song is over. Thanks to anyone who watches at any time, whether you're watching live or you watch sometime later. This channel is rebranding, so warning, I think if you already subscribed, then you'll get the new notifications and all that. If you don't, but you like to drop in casually, again, thanks for watching, but it might become harder to find. I tend to rebrand every so often because, again, I joke, this is my own little corner of the internet, but I like it in my life. Nice, quiet, dark. The libs of TikTok haven't found me. They're not. I can just be myself. And mostly, until I get to myself and YouTube's like, no, you need to keep your clothes on. That happened. That really happened. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But until then, yeah, no. I like the space to just be myself, and one of the ways I protect that is, I joked about, why won't YouTube let me monetize? Why this channel will never have 1,000 viewers? Well, it will never have 1,000 viewers if I change the name of the channel every 8 months, which I do because I don't. Again, I know what I'm doing, and it's not trying to be the ultimate influencer. yeah, obviously. Because the ultimate influencer sits in the dark and reads poetry. This one's called No Corroborating Evidence. Keep your paws off the ice of the maritime disaster. Keep your paws off the ice of the maritime disaster exhibit. You might melt it. Then the tragedy will repeat itself in miniature. Keep your hot breath, please, off the lifeboats. Scratching your name off the place setting. We know you, what you're willing to do. Stick a steak knife in the ice cream. Unleash an ice flow in the crab bisque. Your table talk is uncouth. Bedside manner? Rude. Are you willing to risk it? You weren't on the guest list in the first place. No one will know how cold the water was that night but you. And we're sorry to say it, but because you continue to swim and you are an insufficient witness to the floundering ship of your own suffering. It's sadder if you're a girl. I said I was going to read one more. I'm going to read one more. This one's called. I'm not just glossing over that one. I'm not sure I understood it. I'm gonna have to process that one again. This one's called "It's Sadder If You're a Girl." It's sadder if you're a girl. So consider becoming one before you die. Would it be the worst thing? You could defy expectations by being fast, tall, and sure of foot. You could befriend a boy by making him king. Stay away from the rope swing as long as possible. Let someone see you pray in private. Maybe memorize all the poisonous plants. Stay out of the woods, even if you're pretty sure you know the way. Never go when it's wet and windy, air wrapped with electricity. What do you think happens when you wield your powers alone and pit them against the weight of more compelling storyline? A more compelling storyline. Glitches, water sprites, your very womb, a whirlpool of fate. Might as well turn the hose on the whole endeavor. It's sadder if you're a strong swimmer, a climber, child hexed by hubris, or kissed by Hecate. The fallen tree, straddling the ravine, can fall again, and damn, that rope is slick and brittle. You know this. You'll show them. Where the branch creaks or curtain calls, when the wet rope swings back for you, you'll catch your death. Hear that foghorn in the distance? God, it looks at you. You're practically trembling for it. Okay, I'm gonna play some Teenage Halloween. This is Super Trans by Teenage Halloween. I love this song. I forgot I love this song because I've been on some other trips recently, but yeah, no, it's a goodie.
My identity's the blame. Confusion treats the same. Gender breeds denial. There's burning poison in my stomach now.
Yeah, I want to see what this is. This was sent to me. This is an unboxing. This is sent to me by Moms Rising, which is a group I work with. I'm trying to remember. Do I know what this is, or did they? Oh, what is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Am I supposed to? I'm pretty sure I have to give this to a legislator. That's the purpose. Mini clip on reading. Okay. I'm super confused, and there's no. Okay. I got a children's book. That was not what I was expecting. Am I gonna read a children's book? It's been a minute since. Oh my god! Wow! It's been a minute since I read children's books. All right, here are Moms Rising. So here are Mom's Rising legislative priorities for 2024. We are now into the legislative session. For those of you who care about advocacy, I will be talking a lot more about that in the coming weeks. I will be going to Olympia at the end of this month and the beginning of next month, and I will tell you all my stories about fighting. Here are Mom's Rising's legislatives asks for 2024. Invest in early learning and childcare. Yes, and when I say invest, well, I can't speak for them. When I say invest, what I mean is you need to pay fully for teachers and independent business owners who own. You need to pay fully, but you also need to cap costs for parents. It's a both and. You need to pay on both ends. And yes, we're asking the government to pay on both ends because early learning is a public benefit. And yeah, anyway, ban book bans. Remove age restrictions from working families tax credit. This is an interesting one. Remove age restrictions in working families tax credit. The WFTC currently follows the federal government's outdated age restrictions to determine benefits. Low-income adults who are childless and under 25 or over 65 are ineligible for the credit. HB 1075, SB 5229, no, SB 5249. If you don't understand, oftentimes they're like two separate bills, and which in the House and the Senate and the State House and the State Senate, and they go back and forth, and they get rewritten, and then it's a complicated process. Government is a complicated process, and part of it, I'm like, to remove age limit to ensure that anyone who is above 18 and supporting themselves is eligible for WFTC if they earn less than $22,000 a year. Yes, I'm 100% on board on that, but that's the only priority that doesn't seem related to early learning. I mean, sometimes their moms are, so one of their last year was a bill related to genital mutilation, and so sometimes it's not directly related to my field, but anyway, it seems like that's what's going on. Do my advocacy outside of the formal advocacy and doing it. That definition is always my person in the it's not more paid leave for more accessible to families. I feel Washington State does pretty good in that, but I'm not going to fight them on that. Let me see. Oh, wow. Boop, boop. This is called Where Are You From? And I'm absolutely going to read it. Where are you from? They asked. Is your mom from here? Is your dad from here? They asked. I'm from here. From today. Same as everyone else, I say. No. Where are you really from? They insist. I ask Abuelo because he knows everything. And like me, he looks like he doesn't belong. Where am I from? Abuelo thinks. His eyes squint like he is looking inside his heart for this. You come from Pampas, the open free land, he says. You are from the Gaucho, brave and strong. From the brown river that cleanses and feeds the land that gives us the grain for our bread, the milk from the cows. You are from mountains so high they tickle Señor Cielo's belly, from where the condor roosts his family and the jaguar prowls at night. But you were also from the warm blue oceans the copper warriors tried to tame, and the elegant palm trees stretched their fingers to caress. You're from the hurricanes and dark storms, and tiny singing frog that calls the island people home when the sun goes to sleep. From the land where our ancestors built a home for all, even when they were in chains because of the color of their skin. That's beautiful. I'm sorry, like the imagery and it's dark, but it's a children's book. That's dark for a children's book, but it's beautiful. You're from grandmothers who are searching for their grandchildren, waiting, always waiting in the plaza, their white handkerchiefs wrapping their sorrow, their thoughts. You come from the sunshine that lights our path in this world and the rain that washes away our mistakes. But Abuelo, I ask, where am I really from? Abuelo laughs. Do you want a place? He points to his heart. You're from here, from my love and the love of all those before us. From those who dreamed of you because of a song sung under the Southern Cross, or the words in a book written under the light of the North Star. You. You? You're from all of us. I am. Oh no, woke diversus, kid in a wheelchair, look what they're doing. I mean, I get so mad when I think about how they see, like, oh my gosh. Did you hear about the people freaking out about the New York Times kiss? So first of all, not New York Times, New Year's Eve gay kiss. First of all, whoever it was, CNN wasn't the only one who ran it. That couple just happened to be up there at the front. They got and they were on ABC. They weren't featured. They were just there where the cameras were. I don't know how to describe it because I was like CNN. I wasn't watching the CNN, but I saw exactly that gay couple. At midnight they showed a bunch of couples kissing. Oh, but I guess whoever gets to be in that space is probably decided upon in advance and like, okay, woke. Oh my gosh, how dare you make me see that on so a New Yorker, and again, this is the Times Square ball drop, put it perfectly. And again, I was born and raised in New York, not pompous, but I love that book and I need to do more research now about where that is. Was like, it's not, this isn't manufactured. This is what I see when I walk out my door. I don't know what you see in your town and what you like to put blinders on and pretend doesn't exist in your own country, but when I walk out my door, black people, gay people, immigrants, disabled people, all of it, that's what you see. And I can confirm when you walk in New York, when you travel in New York, you see all these people because that's what you see. But if you live in another part of the country, ew, how dare you make me see that? It's the New York City Times Square ball drop. Whatever. And again, I said this way earlier in my broadcast, but possibly even before I started the YouTube part. Thank you to my neighbors for only setting off fireworks for one night because they have a history and a tendency to set them off for multiple nights. All right, I've got a few more things, and then we're closing out this episode. What am I going to play, though? I was going to say as promised, but I didn't promise this. Okay, I still need to figure out. This is Dirty Computer featuring Brian Wilson by This is why I'm convinced that little, like, whatever, like 10-second introduction of the John Stamos thing is actually Brian Wilson. Oh wait, wrong speed. Because I'm pretty sure like Janelle Monáe just reached out and was like, "Can you do me like a Beach Boysy thing?" And he was like, "Done."
Crashing slowly, the bugs are in me. Dirty computer breaking down, picking my phone off.
And then while we're shouting out librarians and whatnot, this book is actually called The Memo Librarian. It is Janelle Monáe's first novel, and it is based on the album, or it is all set in the world of the and other stories of Dirty Computer.
Dirty computer, searching for someone to fix my route.
Be right back.
Text message got up in the sky. Oh, if you love me, won't you please reply? Oh, can't you see that it's only me, you dirty computer, dirty computer, you dirty computer, dirty computer.
You told us we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Okay, I wasn't planning to play this out, but I guess I will because I do I have anything horror themed? I wasn't planning to close out with anything. I was thinking of closing out with the Beach Boys with Dad Rock, because Beach Boys are undeniably Dad Rock. Maybe Bright Futures, but now I'm like, do I have anything horror related? Youth Brush, does that count? Oh, I do have some Depeche Mode. Maybe I'll close out with Depeche Mode. I don't know if John's still watching. Edith Piaf, Je ne regrette rien, for sure. Both council member Teresa Mosqueda sent a year-end 2023 wrap-up, and so did Tammy Morales. So Teresa Mosqueda is now on the King County Council, and then is Tammy Morales? She's not on this. I don't even know who's on our council anymore, but I know it's fucking garbage, and I know. I'm sorry, Sarah Nelson is garbage. Fuck her. That's what I have to say about that. So I got ads both in my. I've been talking a lot on my Instagram, which is the new. Yeah, check out my Instagram. I was talking about rebranding. I will be rebranding the Instagram, so whatever I rebrand this will help you find that if you're like, yeah. But check out my Instagram where I've been doing more lives over there and other types of short form video. And then the big fitness energy sale. I'm sorry, Planet Fitness. What are you trying to do or say here? It's like literally the big fitness energy sale. Like there's so much effort. Like and then I was saying I was talking about health and fitness, and then I got these on the same day. So like join Planet Fitness or just come buy some more weed. Like I'm like I'm being torn in all directions. And then when I was at the weed shop, buying that weed. The new issue of Leaf magazine. Okay, no, we're not playing the horse. Oh, I was like, why am I playing horror music? Why do I want to play horror music? No. All right, let's see. Am I playing Kokomo? No. Okay. Huh. So many choices. All right, I found them and I'm playing it. Everything counts. Pipeline. Love in Itself. I'm playing Love in Itself. No, I'm saying Everything Counts. Damn it. Bus. Damn it. My choice. But if I don't play it out, it will be fucking. That's obviously the end of Pipeline. I'm just seeing if there's anything interesting in this hot magazine. That sounds scratch. All right, so this literally just hit the stores. It says December 23, but this wasn't in a store in December. This has a really I don't know. I used to subscribe to High Tide, so we had to pay for that shit. Like this is it's like luxury to me. Oh, and then Seattle Northwest Leaf Bowl. I like it. What did it say? What did they say? We smoke bowls, not cups. I guess that's taking a stab at the Cannabis Cup, which is probably the most famous High Time sponsored pot competition. Ooh, that Uka looks cool as shit. Oh, yeah, I like those. I can see those from time to time. Wait. seriously, like, yeah, no, that's exactly like, yeah, I consume this product. You asked, we answered. Um, yeah, I like this stuff. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Those are jewelry! Oh my gosh, I need these! Oh my gosh! Wait, these are pipes? Wait, I don't know what I'm looking at, but whatever it is, I was just talking to my dad about this, like, crying. That's amazing. All right. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's a chain as well. I suspect they won't last forever. I don't know why. I mean, well, they're Capitol Hill, not Capitol Hill, Columbia City's. Yeah, I don't know. Their website's weird. Oh, but because it's a chain. That makes sense. Like, why can't you tell me the prices? Because there may not be the same prices at all the stores. I'm just gonna go ahead and read that. Gummies. Plaid jacket. Oh, there they are again. Promoted. All right. I mean, yeah, no, it's basically just all ads, obviously. No, what it needs is recipes. Christ and cannabis. Though I thought it might be fun to explore the possible historical relationship between marijuana and the Messiah. All right. If holy anointing oil Jesus used was indeed a form of cannabis oil, it certainly lend a level of scientific credibility to some of the visions he reportedly had, as well as the supposed miracles he performed. Okay, no, this is okay. No, that sounds interesting. Right. And then I think we're ending here. We're gonna play some cramps. Oh. I was like, oh, wait, okay. And then I might, because this is also horror for sure, I might play something up with Willy Wonderland.
can. Everything counts in large amounts. Everything counts in large amounts.
So this is Ain't Nothing. I Ain't Nothing But a Gorehound by The Cramps off of Smell of Female, possibly followed by Psychotic Reaction. We'll find out. And this is
Well, I don't know about her, but I know what I like. I'm here sitting in a swamp on a Saturday night.
Oh Holy Shit, It's a Wonderful Night. This is Fangoria number 22. Lisa Frankenstein, oh my gosh, I was a Diablo Cody. I was just reading about this, so I'm like super excited. Let's take a look at the new Fangoria Tom Savini special makeup effects program. Glad to know that that's still going strong and doing well enough that Douglas Education, that they can advertise in the inside front cover. Sorry, I'm yelling. And then obviously this is a horror movie magazine, so if you don't like Devon Sawa, I don't know if you can see it. That's funny. The Postal Zone. Inside, there's a zombie outside. That's cool makeup. I like that. The Terratella type. Ode to an Indie Legend, Larry Steffenson's new Black Hat. Stephen Graham's Jones, Slasher Nation. To be or not to be a slasher. Is Aliens a slasher? Is Terminator? Our expert investigates. There's no denying that both Alien and Terminator show just about everything else of a slasher. Yeah. '23's best death and horror. Oh yeah, I am gonna play it out because I don't. Yeah, I can tell I don't have. Sorry, something. Yeah, okay. No, these are just puns. I was Nazi puns. Fuck off. These aren't the names of the movies. These are just Fangoria. The fun puns you come to expect from Fangoria if you've been reading them, literally my entire life. That's good. Oh, that's good. Pinocchio. Oh no. Wait, is that? Oh, slashing through the snow. Satan's coming to town. Boop boop. What? I was like, is that Michelle Williams? Speaking of Michelle Williams, uh, you don't actually remember Michelle Williams wearing a black cocktail dress in Halloween 2.0, but we like this fit better than her private school girl uniform. Um, oh, School Spirit. Was it? Okay. Night Swim. What's interesting is actually this is maybe it's intentionally ad free because it's Fangoria is pretty pricey now. It's like what does it have an actual cover price? I don't think you can. Yeah, it doesn't even have a cover price printed on it because I don't think you can only buy it by mail order. It's not sold in stores, but the cover it's about I think it's about $15 an issue. If you get, I think it's like $60 a month, and they publish 4 a year. Oh, Founders Day. Um, this I don't know if Founders Day just feels like a. It almost just feels like the Purge clone, but I could be wrong. There goes the neighborhood. When evil lurks. Oh. All that shit looks cool. All of that shit looks cool. Yeah, Where Evil Lurks looks cool if that's the name of the movie. But again, sometimes the title of the article isn't the name of the movie, and I'm just skimming quickly. Oh, I mean I was like that was from They Live. Yeah, no. They still publish like classic. Yes. It came from Pittsburgh, the rise and resurrection of Chiller Theater. I am going to close with something off of Willy's Wonderland. Um, oh, the birthday song in Willy's jingle. Is that? I don't know why they highlight it. They're like, this is what you want to listen to. So I'm just going to take their word for it and. And again, this is also Willy's Wonderland, the Nicolas Cage. The cover feels. It has a. Oh, it's like. It's oh my gosh! It's wow. That's actually. Let's just talk about the quality. So you're paying for Yeah, no, they're slightly pricey, but you know the cover is like two different textures. Like I don't even know how to describe it. Like the um, it came from Pittsburgh, the rise and resurrection of Pittsburgh Chiller Theater. On that note, and I've reported this a couple of times, but Chuck E. Cheese really has done away with their animatronics, which some people are sad about, but others aren't. There are 6 stores, I think, including the one in Hollywood, which will keep the animatronics, replacing the like weird, creepy. Watch more horror. Oh my gosh! Oh, classified ad vault. Wait. Oh my gosh, do they really, can you, they really, it has classified ads. Okay, I need to, Nightmare Library, Penguins, Colors of the Dark, the King Cast, Stephen King, and the Oscar, at the Oscars. Okay, just that right there. That's some like, that's actually some like Wrath of Khan shit right there. I hope that gives you like all sorts of creepy crawlies. I hope that's how you. So that's Fangoria. This is the end of the episode, but before we go, it's your birthday. Did I finish that thought? Yeah, no, and they're replacing it with Kids Bop. Kids Bop, they have Chuck E. Cheese has signed a licensing agreement with Kids Bop to perform for Kids Bop music to be okay. We're ending with Megan Fox off of Pretty Boys. So thank you for watching my library slash horror slash oh, I've done this before. Okay. Poetry slash, I don't know, health and wellness, but that's hopefully an ongoing thing, slash pot. I'm not consuming any of these yet because edibles, any kind of edible tend to make me sleepy. Which is fine. Like they have that serves their purpose in my life. But I don't consume them until it's closer to when I want to go to bed, which is getting there. All right, thanks for watching. These poems were written in an attempt to excise the illness that has taken root in me because of my silence. I've kept my entire life keeping the secrets of men. My body aches from carrying the weight of their sins. My freedom lives in these pages, and I hope that my words can inspire others to take back their happiness and their identity by using their voice to illuminate what has been buried but not forgotten in the darkness. Megan Fox. So I was talking about Jerry O'Connell taking exception to John Stamos writing to his wife being in John Stamos's memoir, but his wife was married to John Stamos for 7 years, so why are you surprised? Machine Gun Kelly apparently wasn't thrilled by some of the songs in this, or not songs, words. Or songs. Let's find out.
Simon & Schuster Audio presents Pretty Boys Are Poisonous. Poems by Megan Fox.
I'm gonna have so much editing to do out
Read
of this
by the
episode.
author.
Bus.
Dear listener, all of my healers tell me that my throat chakra is blocked. In case you aren't familiar, the throat chakra is the energy center that's related to communication. Usually when someone's throat chakra is closed, it's because they're not able to identify their feelings and articulate them in a way that's aligned with their emotions and intentions. I don't have this problem. My problem is that I deeply identify my feelings and have multitudinous ways of articulating them. But I'm not able to express them because when I do, it's made the men who have loved me feel intimidated, inadequate, and insecure. And so I've spent all of my life making myself small so that others can feel confident.
Nope.
I have a
I never
single-hearted
did that,
complex.
but that's my problem.
I've always believed that I'm meant to be a sacrificial lamb, a ransom for the soul of whichever beautiful, broken, self-absorbed idiot is currently hunting me down and draining me of my life. I am
Again,
at once
Machine Gun Kelly.
and my
Oh,
a hopelessly romantic, open wound of a human with a blisteringly sardonic sense of expression that I keep mostly repressed. Except for the rare red carpet moments or interviews when these observations kamikaze themselves from my mouth because I can't bear the weight of the artifice anymore. But then one day it happened. One of said idiots finally broke me. And from me poured these poems featuring previously unspoken feelings of isolation, torment, self-harm, desperation, longing, restlessness, rage, and general anguish. These are the experiences of many of us that I now give voice to in these poems. This book is for anyone who has given much more than they've received, or for anyone who struggles to believe that they deserve to be heard. This book is also for me, because fuck, I deserve better. Love, Megan.
dicks out
I
for
used to
Megan
believe love was a
Fox.
poem.
Wait,
Now
no,
I
that
know
doesn't
love is a
work.
killing spree. The indoctrination of a hopeless romantic. Prettiest boy, full of sadness and mischief, your words are winsome and diaphanous, like the rain that momentarily collects on flower petals. My heart stretches, eager to encapsulate your wounds. Let me heal you. Violent boy, full of rage and insecurities, your hands are so beautiful and strong. You use them to hurt me now. Delicate bruises splayed across my jaw. I wonder what you were thinking while I cry and beg you to stop. Fucked up fairy tales. There he stands, tall, thin, twisted, like a tree you'd find in Sleepy Hollow,
Oh, sorry.
refusing to grow toward the light. Instead, he bends to the shadows. Prettiest boy, full of sadness and mischief, your words are winsome and diaphanous, like the rain that momentarily collects on flower petals. My heart stretches, eager to encapsulate your wounds. Let me heal you.
Alright, of all the various ways I'm trying to like.
Your hands are so beautiful and strong. You use them to hurt me now. Delicate
Bus.
bruises splayed across my jaw.
Why is it doing this now? Oh,
Prettiest boy, full of sadness and mischief. Your words are winsome and diaphanous, like the rain that momentarily collects on flower petals. My heart stretches, eager to encapsulate your wounds. Let me heal you. Violent boy, full of rage and insecurities. Your hands are so beautiful and strong.
I think this is
Use
it.
them to
I
hurt
know
me
this
now.
is it.
Delicate bruises splayed across my jaw. I wonder what you were thinking while I cry and beg you to stop. Fucked up fairy tales. There he stands, tall, thin, twisted, like a tree you'd find in Sleepy Hollow, refusing to grow toward the light. Instead, he bends to the shadows. Hide, hide, hide the truth at any cost. Let her beg, let her cry, let her wither. He's happy being sad, so it doesn't matter anyway. Pretty boys are poisonous.
No, that seems
beautiful
that would
boys
seem to be the end way to
turn to
place to
evil
end,
things.
right? I mean, it's Pretty Boys
You
Are
will
Poisonous is
find
the
that
name of the book.
violence and silver
Okay,
bullets
I'm gonna
will
let that
fail
play
you.
out though. Okay, I'm
Eventually,
gonna let that play out though.
you will stop running. You will stop fighting. You will collapse into a pathetic little heap on the floor. And as the ashes from the hand-rolled cigarette that dangles from his perfect Cupid's bow lips fall into your eyes, you will let him feast on your tears and your self-esteem. And when he walks away with your soul in his mouth, you will pray for death. But instead, you will live forever as the monster he turns you into. Lessons in hot boy demonology. My protector, my abuser, my captor, my friend, my love. The creature that seeks me when he's thirsty for tears.
So no, so, okay, I mean, yeah.
Eros. You can beg.
You can, but I'm done. Okay. So someone asked, name this death metal band, and that doesn't even make sense because that's like good guys and villains. But whatever, name this death metal band. And of course, thankfully, I was like, wait, what? The top response was Stovacor, which is the name of a Klingon-themed metal band who appears in the documentary Trekkies 2. They're from Seattle. I actually had the privilege of seeing them live at the Sky Bridge of the museum, the EMP museum. Well, as you say, decades ago, it has to have been because it was, this would have been 2004 or 2005 because I was visiting. I didn't even live in Seattle yet. But yeah, no, they would play. Yeah, even on a like free gig. I mean, they weren't being. Well, I hope they were paid, but it was a free show. I remember that the audience wasn't charged, so however much they were paid couldn't have been super enormous amount of money. They put on full makeup, and again, they sung in. Did I not mention that they were not death metal, but they were a metal band, and they sung in Klingon. If you couldn't tell what that was a picture of, it was Worf and like a bunch of like Klingon villains. But Stovacor was a real band that literally, because Klingon's a whole language you can actually take in college now and blah blah blah. But they sung in Klingon, and they were amazing. Miss them, and they're welcome to unretire and show up anytime in my life because I need them. That's it. Thanks for watching. Oh, actually, I'm gonna check. I can't. I'm gonna twerk a little bit. And then, yeah, okay. Wow. Maybe do a little bit of this, but I guess that's not all I can show. YouTube, I'm already gonna get in trouble. All right, I'm out.